I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, thank you. We have a quorum here, so that's good. Okay, before we move on to the agenda, do we have any other business items we need to add?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no, yes, sorry.
Thank you.
So Tim is here, so we can talk about the new tent sites.
Yep. Yep, got that. Very good. Anything else? No? Okay, very good. We're gonna go on to the approval of the consent agenda. I'm hoping everybody's read that. And if so, do we have, I'd like a motion to approve? Thank you, Mike.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And opposed, nay. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. Did I just screw that?
That's
Can I redo it?
okay. You got two in favor, one against.
There you go. I didn't mean to. Okay, moving right along. Board reports. Elizabeth, what you got for us? Anything new?
About Esther Bordy, I can talk about that.
No, well, that's later on. That's unfinished, so we're gonna have a good discussion about that.
Okay, well, I have stuff for that.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Mike?
I want to clean. Common ground.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. And
We are, let's see where we have it here. Let's see, the cleanup day on the agenda. So we need to know, you need to know, the city needs to know that Lions Club last night, the board approved having an insurance that will cover it, since the city is refusing to cover insurance for people who volunteer to do work for the city. I imagine there's some kind of rule that controls that.
It's called gifting of funds.
And the other is that there's been a request, or at least an idea from the Historical Society that to ask whether or not we can use, since we don't have police, use their space to store historical stuff in. The history room.
I already asked.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, no, for the
I'm assuming they
police
said.
department,
I'm assuming they said.
but they
so,
did say.
No, we said yes, but it's not, you can't use the police department because it's police escort.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are more than welcome to put it in the back, but it's not heated, but I have no problem with it going in the back.
And that was the same thing with no heat. as
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
other places, so
But at least it's a place.
it is a
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
And Sandy did offer hers. So that they were shrink wrapped, but then you can't get into it.
Right, yeah, but. That has been made to the library to expand the area into a children's library back where our stuff is, and so that means we gotta move our stuff out, and we haven't found a place for that to go, so that was an idea, but thank you, city.
Absolutely.
Anything else?
You see, there's something about painting the curbs and parking strips, we're not gonna do that apparently. Okay. Good. All right.
That's all, okay. So we will talk, we will put the cleanup, a discussion about the cleanup, to just fill us in on that into other business, and Steamboat Alley and jail real quick. We'll talk
Okay.
about, just discuss that then. Okay.
And I do have a question about what you were talking about, the garden at the jail. I have heard rumors that some people wanted to try to extend it, make it bigger. And when I had talked to basically the family that owns that area around it, like, you know,
Bordy's.
yeah, that's definitely something that they're not gonna wanna do at all. So I was wondering if that's part of the, no? Okay,
No,
okay,
I don't think so.
I just wanna make what's there look.
nice.
There's always a shortage of people to help.
Yeah.
Yes,
Making it
yeah,
even bigger
yeah.
doesn't make sense.
No,
You know?
yeah, it just doesn't work, unfortunately. Okay. Then board reports, I don't have anything else. I just wanted to talk about park tent sites, which we've got on later on too. So, new.
As requested for you, Jen.
Yes. So it's an expenditure report that's available. You know what I'd like to see, and I don't know how often we can, I mean,
Whenever you need it.
We've got an expenditure, how about revenue?
P&L.
Yeah, yeah, that would be nice to see
That's
too.
whenever we need it, or is it done 2 times a year, every 6 months or every quarter?
I do it quarterly, but it takes me 3 seconds, so if you send me an email, I can put it on my to-do list and have it for you guys.
Yeah, so.
Just shoot me an email, or I
Awesome.
can have it at every meeting if you guys would like to, if that would make it more convenient, I can do a revenue and expense.
I think that might
Not
be a
an
little,
issue at all.
personally, I think that's a little too often, but maybe quarterly we could have it. And we should probably communicate a little more often, so when we feel like we need to get it, then we can reach out to Rachel then. Yeah.
Rachel, why are you here instead of one of your minions?
You don't want me here?
Prefer to have you here.
appropriate.
No.
Sarah had a family emergency,
Oh,
so you get
but
Yeah.
you get graced by me.
they will come back.
Yes, she will be back.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We didn't can her.
No.
She didn't leave
No.
us. I didn't scare her away yet.
Thanks, this is where you start.
Yeah, I know. No, never parkboard. I think this is probably the first parkboard meeting I've ever been to.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, welcome. It's nice to have you here.
That means you have to behave.
Yeah. Oh, no. So, does anybody have any questions or comments about the expenditures report?
Especially while I'm here.
Yeah. Do ask. Oh, so maybe we'll get it for the next, we'll get a revenue report or P&L, and then maybe we can look at it next time, and if anybody has any questions, we can ask Sarah about it, or whoever's here.
I'll just plan on throwing it in your pocket. It's monthly. It'll
You're
take
awesome.
2 seconds. If you guys need it, you don't. It's fine.
Okay, okay. That way we can kind of see. And this is, do you have a copy of this? We can get you a copy, it's in the packet. But you were talking earlier today about boat launch, and it is, you will see it's a separate line item for the boat launch,
I just
so.
want to make sure.
And, built for
Yeah.
line items for the parks, breaking that out, so.
That's
good.
great, because I just want to make sure we're paying our equal share for like the maintenance on the lawnmower
Mm-hmm,
and also partial payment for that lawnmower, I think is what the city agreed that we're gonna do as part of the park. Will help make that monthly or.
Yeah, right now there's a yearly transfer that's done. I'd like to get the extra lawnmower fixed.
Yeah.
And then it's just 2 separate things. As far as I'm concerned, it just needs tires, I believe was the last thing. So if you wanna get with John, I can get it scheduled to have someone do it.
Okay.
I've brought it up several times. But by the end of the year, it'd be great if we could just, have those
Have that
two
separate.
yeah. And then, also just kind of touching base a couple times a year for your supplies, because Napa is extremely expensive to buy supplies at, so I know you gave me a list.
Yep, and it's
So
good.
just doing that is gonna save the park money, and it seems dumb, but it's, you know, it actually saves a lot of money. And if I go to like Uline or Costco or something like that.
Okay, once we get that, then we can take a look and see what, what we have, and if
Right.
there are expenses that we feel is important.
Yeah, I think we're
Okay.
pretty much stocked for cleaning
Yeah.
stuff for the year. I
Yeah.
took care of all that at the beginning of the year, so
Yeah.
it should be.
We're good.
Okay.
The only thing we're gonna be dealing with is toilet paper.
Gee, I wonder why we use so much of that.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Anything else on the expenditure reports? No. Okay, moving on to the applications, open seats. There are, obviously, there's a couple open seats left. We have 3 people that have applied. I believe the last I saw that one more.
Oh, yeah, Gary Burgoyne.
Oh,
I
okay.
have not- But
I didn't see it this afternoon, but that's okay. She said it should come in.
I think it's in there now. She probably didn't tag you.
Okay.
She forgets to tag, I think.
Okay.
Who are the people?
Gary Ruboyne.
Mm-hmm.
And then you.
Andrew,
Andrew, I can't pronounce his last
I
name.
can't either. And Sandy here. And Emily. You know Emily.
Yeah, Andrew,
I know I redacted it and I went to go add it and it was already there. I just gotta
Van
make sure she's.
Pempimbach. Okay. There you go. So as those come in, be sure to look at those. There are people interested in how do we go about choosing when we only have 2 spots?
I think ultimately it's your decision. I would, take your board's advice.
Okay,
I would make decisions today if you guys can. We need to get the seats filled. And then I can have them sworn at the next council meeting.
okay. Have you guys looked at?
I did check out all the other ones. So the police officer, I thought what he had to say was very well written. I assume that's why he didn't put his resume on there, because he is a police officer. Emily's didn't really have a whole lot of information. I have more questions about her, because it says that her experience is she was on city council, but why did she leave city council?
Okay.
So that's one of my questions. Is it gonna be a thing where we hire her and then she leaves us too? No, just,
She also sounds like.
she was on Park Board.
Well,
Okay.
as a
She
city,
was-
As a council,
City rep,
as a-
yeah.
as a council, she was our
As a council
liaison.
rep, she was
Uh-huh.
on the park board.
Mhm.
I don't know if that counted as a voting member, did it?
she was not
No,
voting.
it's not a voting
so
member.
it's
Okay.
Gary, Andrew, Emily, and who? Who's the other one?
Sandy,
Sandy?
Sandy.
Oh, Sandy.
yeah, you're full-time here.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Sandy.
She gets some
Sandy.
points for showing up.
Okay, I can't get to the printer, sorry.
Okay.
So, let's see, so, he says,
Who's he?
this is Gary Burgoyne.
Mm-hmm.
I have an interest in the park because I have grandkids and grandkids there part-time. What's your education? Graduated from, wait, his handwriting is bad, sorry. He's got teaching credentials, lifetime teaching credentials.
It is teacher.
He did serve on planning commission and city council. Re-elected.
Okay.
Adna High School. He's currently retired. Nancy Stover, Ron Newman, and Chris Teraviva are his references.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that was the name of their store, but Terra Pizza.
In his paragraph, he wrote, I'm gonna do commercial and state patrol.
Oh, okay.
And he has a kid and he wants to be more involved in the community.
Is he in city limits?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one of,
I
that,
have no.
that was my question for, well, the only one I know is Gary and Emily. I know both live in the city
Correct.
limits.
I can go-
Are you in the city
I thought it was
limits?
out.
You're not in,
But I'm
Are
a
you
member of
Vision?
Vision Toledo.
okay,
Yeah.
then we just need to look
So
up.
Mike-
Mine is less than.
So Mike would take the
You wanna add
slot
last
for
name?
Lions
I
Club.
can't pronounce it.
Yeah.
It's very long and very hard to pronounce. I can't even tell you how it's spelled.
PUYMBROUCK.
Yes.
Oh, is it?
Sorry.
Yes, that-
All right, I just didn't know, I didn't know. I knew it.
Oh, it's a PO box?
Yeah, and he didn't come in and fill out an application, I don't know
Okay,
who's actually contacted him, I've never spoken to him, I don't recognize the name as inside city limits.
okay.
I'm wondering if possibly he's gonna be buying a place, cause in his paragraph, he said something about how his kid's going to be going to
Yeah.
Toledo.
Well,
Yeah.
that's.
So-
You gotta
And
have
then-
a year,
Then you
And
can't,
You have to be in the city limits for a year.
Yeah.
So he might be out anyway.
He might be just moving into the school district.
yes,
Right.
right.
Pretty big area.
Yeah.
And that name doesn't ring a bell.
it doesn't, and I don't know how much contact Sarah's had with him, I don't know if it says in the card,
It
but,
doesn't.
I know that you guys probably want someone that's gonna be, communicate back and forth, I don't know that he didn't, but we didn't get an application filled out, so.
Right.
To me, that,
Right.
So the other
Okay.
side to that is if he's on state patrol,
Mm-hmm,
that's, that comes first.
exactly.
How often
Yeah.
can you mention to
Mhm.
these?
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, so I. And he cares about Toledo,
Okay,
so.
and he served a full term for council, right, so,
He might have been appointed and then not reelected.
okay, so
I
he
can't
can step
remember.
down now.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
think.
he did not step down, no.
I must know.
okay.
That's good, he has prior experience.
Yeah,
That's good.
I think so too. I think that is nice to have some prior experience and a little bit more of history with the city.
If he
It
knows.
is always nice to have new faces
Yeah.
and new ideas coming in. You know, they have a lot of energy, a lot of people that have volunteered for a long time are kind of, sometimes get kind of tired. So I don't want to take anything else on.
His referral people is Ron Newman, isn't that, is that Lori's dad, Lori Newman's dad?
Ron is on the board here too.
Okay.
Yeah. Mike, you have any questions, input?
Yeah, I think I need to not say anything about him,
Okay, that's fair.
because.
You can recuse yourself from
Yeah,
this.
because I'm a voting member, so.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fair, that's fair.
Well, also too, Sandy's already working on
Mm-hmm.
projects for the city, so taking money, even though she's not on any boards or anything.
So are we gonna vote today?
We got one.
If we do, can we do it as a secret
Yeah,
ballot instead of a, is that,
It has to be part of public record.
It's public
Yeah.
record.
the result would be, yeah.
you wouldn't know how anybody voted.
No, I don't think that, so you guys
I don't think you
vote
can do it in an
You're
executive session or
you're in an
anything.
open meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you could do an executive session if it was an employee. Is that if you're talking about
Yeah, you
employee
can do it if
issues?
it's a personnel issue, but yeah, you can't do
But we
anything
can't do that.
secret in the open
Well, do
meetings.
you want me and Sandy to, we could just walk out while you vote.
It doesn't matter, it's all live anyways.
It doesn't, you can look at it anyway. So I'd like to vote on one position. Can I make a motion for one? So I'd like to make a motion that we nominate Sandy. She's already working hard with the city. She already, I think some fresh, new ideas is great to have, so I'm looking forward to see what she could bring to us. So that's mine.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
I,
We got one down there. Congratulations. We are happy to have you.
Grab a seat.
Yes.
While I wait for next one.
You have to, you have to get sworn in first.
Oh, yeah.
You have to get sworn in first.
recommendation.
And Rachel's where?
Yeah, so it's
Mayor has to do it, or Rachel is.
no, I think the mayor
The mayor will
has.
do it at the next council meeting.
At the next council
So we'll take care
meeting.
of all that. We'll shoot you an email, Sandy.
Okay.
Probably tomorrow with all the info.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna leave a motion up to somebody else. If we want to do another one, or if we want to consider.
I think if anyone has someone that they would like to add, just now kind of speak up, and then if
Mhm.
anyone opposes, then you guys can discuss it. If not, we'll move it to council.
Yeah,
How does Mike feel over there?
he's not saying anything, and he
He's
doesn't
gonna
have to.
Yeah.
I think he should in a way, because he has a relationship.
That's the prudent thing to do.
So that leaves you, doesn't it?
That leaves me. Well, I do like the one gentleman that's been on multiple boards that has completed a board and never stepped down. And he sounds like he's very involved with the community. He might be a good fit. I wish he was here to meet with, but I can go by like your guys' experiences with him if you guys have any.
I don't have any.
And honestly, I don't know.
The way, yeah.
No, I think they can move forward, but
I mean, he applied, he kind of knows he wants it.
He
right?
knows, yeah.
he knows he wants it, but just
and
as
I
far
rec-
as being here, that it was being discussed, I don't know that
Yeah.
anybody told him.
I
Or
recall in previous times when we've had openings that his name has come up before, but he has just never put in an application. So, I can totally understand his, thinking about things. So if he's interested in this, I would second a motion.
How do I word this right? I motion to
Nominate
nominate
Gary Verboy.
Mhm.
Gary Ruboyne
Riboy.
to Park Council.
Okay, I second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? He's recusing, okay.
It's a nice
That-
problem to have, because normally you're going, do you know anybody? Do you know anybody?
I know.
Can she?
Yeah. Okay,
She's a voting member. She's chair, but she's a voting member, just like Steve.
Okay.
what's next is, the comp plan status. Well, we took the comp plan to the planning committee, and it was actually well received. They were impressed with the work that was done. There were a number of things that were missing, some more detail on specifics on the percentages of impact fees. So Cindy took
Each of the project areas needs a
yes.
total cost, total estimated cost,
Mhm.
rather than kind of the squishy. Todd Johnson on, there are some formulas that we can use to come up with
Yeah.
a suggested impact fee.
Yeah.
So I'll be working with him on coming up with that. I have a lot of the costs done, now it's just a matter of getting it organized in the document.
Okay.
So,
Excellent.
Is
Sounds
there
great.
an urgency on all of that?
Well,
Mm.
yes, because it
Mhm.
needs to be part of the 20-year comprehensive plan that the city is working on as well.
Right.
And that has to be done by December of this year.
Right. And the current comp plan that we have is no longer valid, and by us not having it, it does prevent us some grant opportunities, prevent us from getting some of those. So it's important to be part of that. And also, one of the things that I found out is that this yes, we can get some impact fees. Now, they're not gonna pay for, a new park or, they're not, that in itself is not gonna pay, but it just gives us an extra revenue stream. So,
And it has to go to,
and it has to go to new
Recreation.
parks, right?
Has to go to new.
New, yes, yeah,
the land.
yeah, they gave us a lot of
New
detail at the
facilities,
planning commission meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be approved also by I think rec too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it'll be rolled into the bigger comp plan.
Yeah, so we'll go through all that. Okay. Any other questions, comments? I'm gonna thank you again, Cindy, for your hard work.
It's amazing.
It is, yes.
It's like reading a fancy novel that's just, you can't put it down, right?
Oh, we wanted to put it down a few times. Okay. Let's go on to any more questions or comments about that comp plan? No, okay. Esther Bordy, Walk in the Park. So, yeah. You have comments. Let's start with your comments, Elizabeth.
Did, okay, so I talked to Dory, which is the great granddaughter of Esther Bordy, and she said that she has two, an aunt and uncle that would be perfect to give this speech at the Esther Bordy Walking Park.
Okay.
But she has to do a runaround to get a hold of them because they're not usually next to their phone. So one of them would be a great person, Chris would be a great person to do that. Also a great person to talk to the Chronicle as well, if we get the Chronicle out there.
Okay.
And as far as I know, there will be a quilt.
What?
There will be a quilt.
Okay.
To be made.
A quilt,
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
okay. Oh, good. Oh, that's lovely, okay. Very good, okay.
I found more
glad-
pictures and stuff too, so get with me before you leave.
Okay, perfect, okay.
Mary, you wanted me to give you a proposal for shirts for the walk in the park,
Yes,
so I have those.
you have a copy for everybody then?
Yes, of
Good.
course I do. Now, I only did,
Just hand it in.
oh,
Yeah,
I
look
only
it up.
have the mock-up of the men's shirt, but I gave you prices for women's, which are V-necks instead, and youth as well, I didn't know if they were involved.
Okay, thank you.
I'm glad to hear that because, you know, you had asked if someone would say a word or two about Esther. And, well, yeah, I knew Esther, I knew her here on the park board and that was it. I
Yeah.
didn't know any depth to her. So I'm
Yeah,
glad
right.
that, yeah, we get somebody from the family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so,
That'd be like me giving a speech. about it.
right.
And I'm still finding out about that. I'm kind of waiting to find out if that's an important thing to introduce the speech.
I think so,
Yeah.
I think so. From the
Now,
city
as far as
should do.
that shirt is concerned, nobody gave me any
That's smart.
conceptual ideas about what you wanted on the shirt. I can do it in 2 colors for that price, and it's pretty much clip art kind of thing. It wouldn't be photographic kind of thing.
We have a logo. Can you use the logo that we
I
have?
haven't seen it, so I can't answer that question.
Okay,
Yeah, it's pretty important that we.
yeah, it has to be that
Continue the
logo.
tradition.
Yeah, okay, thank
Where
you
can
very
I
much.
find the logo?
I can send it.
Yeah, Cindy
I can
has
send
it.
to you.
And you had a nice email with all the dimensions and stuff of photo, anything that we needed, any stuff that we needed to post, okay.
So are you guys doing a t-shirt with the vendor sign up, or, cause I know last year it was, you got a free t-shirt with something,
Participants got a free t-shirt.
okay?
With their $25.
With their purchase, yeah.
With their $25 admission. For the back, printed on the back.
Okay.
So local businesses.
Right.
We said, is that $50?
Yeah.
So it would be $50 sponsorship to business on the back.
Okay.
Right. We also had a discussion about, last time we were talking about cups, mugs, or water cups too. And we couldn't decide what we wanted to do, and I kind of threw that around. I don't see why we don't just say, well, on the registration form, choose one. Sign up ahead of time.
Okay,
we should know it.
And
You
then
can work your way backwards, what would be a cutoff
Mm-hmm,
for production?
mm-hmm,
You
yeah,
guys are gonna use the same sign-up sheet that you had.
The same, same Haugen, yeah.
Okay.
yeah, that was,
Yeah, which will capture credit card.
right, that, I saw that you sent also, that you used last time, and certain, and one of the things I noticed, like the sponsorships, it didn't say how much, a recommendation for how much the sponsorships were.
That's just a straw man.
Yep, I figured so that's,
Given,
let them choose, they either get a t-shirt with all the sponsors on it, or they get a cup. So we're talking about, and adding it to that, and so then they can
Yeah.
choose one, and then we can order half a dozen extras,
and
just
you're
in
talking about,
case.
And maybe
Yeah,
And the city paid for the shirts last year, I just need, that. Were we gonna do the donations, have them decide what was done with the donations, and have them give that to council, or?
oh, that's a good question.
specific,
So
like,
I
the funds raised, what we're gonna do with it.
Yeah, so I'd like to, the last couple of years, donations just kind of got spent on the park, but if you guys would like to,
Separate that.
I can do like a P&L, profit and loss at the end of, that month with what we made for donations, and if you guys want a couple of different ideas with what you guys wanted to use the money on, I can spend it on repairs and trees all day long. With what that could be spent on. I know Joe has a lot of things she wants to do with the park. I have no problem spending all of it on that. We have budget for the park as far as what we need as expenses. Yeah.
Regular,
And we do
Mhm.
have any resolution passed where donations that are earned this year need to be spent this year, and that prevents the carryover from where is this money going. So,
Right.
if you guys wanna start coming up with some ideas of,
Okay.
and I can get you an estimate of what we made.
okay,
Well, so I was just gonna say, just to set expectations.
It's not much.
Don't have a lot.
It's not much,
I haven't seen anything even near $500.
yeah, yeah.
So,
right, Right.
which leaves not a whole lot left.
not a whole lot.
It doesn't, yeah, and we can, and the year before was not a good, I think I got like $150 in cash.
Okay,
And I also have a huge box that says, walk in the park of Betty's cups. So I'm assuming those are left over from like the squeeze water bottles, if you
Oh,
guys wanna
interesting.
take those,
Oh,
you guys can do
oh,
that.
perfect.
Do they have years on them?
I will use the Sharpie marker and I'll, whatever year you want on it. No, I at least 30.
Maybe we can forget the mugs or
Yeah,
water bottles if we have those, and
Yeah.
just go for the, let's go for the
yeah.
shirts, the
Yeah, I'll grab them
t-shirts.
before I leave.
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
think that truthfully, does anybody care?
No,
What year's
No.
on there?
the older the better.
Let's do it. Okay.
Makes us
You're
sound
so
younger.
optimistic, Joe.
Yeah, she is.
You know, my adage is that it would be raining $100 bills in this town and people would be complaining about paper
About
cuts.
stuff.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, so t-shirts. What did you come up with?
I need to ask a question, which
Yes.
is not a nice question, but
Okay.
now that Sandy is on the park board,
Mhm,
or soon to be,
mhm.
is there any kind of a conflict of interest here?
I think so. No, with her, if she gives us a quote for
Oh, yes.
t-shirts,
So there's
I
a
think
new,
that, I don't think you can.
yeah, who's doing the shirts?
Sandy.
Sandy?
Oh, yeah, so you're, yeah,
It's her
it
business.
is, there's a new vendor, once we get her all signed in, there is a vendor, it's a vendor, like, non-compete type form.
Mhm.
And so anyone, that's a good point, Mike, I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
And you can't financially gain.
You can't gain from your position.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. So I teach CPR, like I've got a license to teach CPR.
Right.
I couldn't come into the city and teach CPR and charge for it because it's a financial gain
Yeah.
from the city.
Right,
But there are plenty of people that do.
exactly.
teachers, Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately,
Well, but in the quote that I gave you, I'm making $1 on each one of them.
It doesn't matter.
No, let me finish, Rachel. What if I donated that $1 back to the event itself?
I don't think you can. I
Okay.
don't think so. I think it's pretty cut and
I'm
dry.
obviously not doing it to make money if I'm just charging them
True.
$1.
True, I understand.
It's
Yeah,
not us, it's the
yeah,
auditors, they're pretty
Yeah.
strict on how they wanna see things.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get it.
I think there's a RCW on that one. Yeah.
So do you
Okay.
still wanna do it,
Do I still wanna do what?
the shirts?
Well,
I don't think she can,
I don't think I can if I sit on the board.
right.
Isn't that what I just heard?
That is correct.
Well, I was on the board and I did the logo for the shirt.
You got paid for it?
Nope.
That's the point.
That's the point.
Yeah,
We're
that's
exchanging
what I'm
money.
saying, that if you wanna do it for free, I don't think there's there's no conflict, correct?
Yeah, but her cost is gonna come out of her pocket,
Yeah.
the shirts and all
Yeah.
that stuff, we can't.
We can't pay her anything,
Right.
right.
Well, since I just spent $120 out of my pocket for community cleanup day,
Yeah.
I don't know that I will do the same for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't blame you, that's fair.
And if you have water bottles and mugs already that you can use, then you've got.
Then we've got part.
So in order to have a T-shirt now that
Gene and find
The
it.
thanks
shirt
for
that
the
I just,
effort.
well, it's the second time this week I've done that. $21 for both sides. So that
No.
gives you a comparison number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where are we then with T-shirts?
Well, we have to get out there, somebody's gotta go and get some quotes for t-shirts then, since we can't.
Tim Ruth
use
got rid of all of her.
Is she not doing it all?
Equipment?
She sold it all.
Okay.
She sold it off.
No,
I have a couple people I could reach out to, that, not that they do it themselves, but they know people, so.
Didn't the high school do something for Tuesdays?
Yeah, I was asked last
Mm-hmm.
time, last meeting about checking with,
Yeah, there's also a lady at Better Way that also makes shirts, cause she makes them that
Yes.
have Toledo
Katie.
on them, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
she does all the footboy.
Yeah.
So we could find out
She did them for
her,
the learning garden
Katie
too,
Carter.
yeah,
Oh, there you go.
yeah. Okay, do you know her, Elizabeth?
yeah, her,
I
and
do.
my parents are friends with her.
Okay,
I know her too.
do, okay, okay, good.
Who's welcome?
So we have a volunteer to reach out to this.
Will somebody reach out, does somebody wanna volunteer to reach
Yeah,
out?
you want me to ask her a cost of shirt with both a logo on the front and the vendors on the back, right? Okay.
Ask her what technique she's gonna use as well. It would either be silk screening, sublimation, or iron on vinyl.
Okay.
Okay, then, that's that. I have not gone forward with any advertisers or sponsors. I've been collecting a list. And I've collected a few older t-shirts, and I think there was, and we do have a spreadsheet of sponsors that we got last. And start drumming up sponsors already, because it's kind of a ways away. So I was waiting to get a couple months closer to the thing to, go ahead, walk it
So as
apart.
part of the celebration, I suggest, because I thought it was a great success last year, is they actually had music in the park. So if you're doing stuff on Saturday for one individual and Sunday on the other individual, you might as well make it a trifecta and just hold maybe a music in the park, program Friday night. So that kind of gets people wound into the whole,
Whole
hey, this is
weekend
what's
thing.
going on this weekend at the park, we're all doing this and that, you know.
That's a very good idea.
So those 3 days would be walk in the park and then
So this-
In the park, but I was talking about if you're gonna do the walk. And then you had the celebrate community in the park or whatever it was.
Yeah, so what it is, the over, then they're gonna have a vendor kind of day in the park thing.
Okay,
And-
so my question is being then, if that's truly what's gonna happen, because I know some of the complaints that we all last year was noise. Vendors are there, kind of took away from the purpose of Esther.
Mhm.
I just didn't know if you were gonna have more of a Sunday walk in the park for Esther, and then have your vendors on Saturday.
No.
So that way it's all separated out, and it still goes to the charities.
It's separated on that day,
Okay.
and the vendor part of it is not under the auspices of the Parks Board. Okay, that's
Okay.
separate. Mike is coordinating with them
Okay.
as it just, so that we have communication
I just didn't
going.
know, I thought I'd bring it
Yeah.
up, because it's a great way to have Friday.
I
Yeah,
signed up for that the very first time we walked through.
I know.
All the way through Penn.
He goes,
Yeah,
okay. Because it's separate, they have to do their own thing. Yeah, thank you. It would be good to have music in the park, more music in the park.
Yeah, and all that will need to be put in the event permit, that is one that has to go in front of council, so it can't come in like a day before, it needs to come in several weeks before the event.
Yeah, right. So if you do talk to her, just remind her, if you talk to Jeannie, if you see her anywhere.
I've got it here.
You got it. Good job. Good job.
Do we
Any
have,
other,
do we have a form for the vendors to fill out yet?
Cindy,
No, not the vendors.
not the vendors, not the vendors,
sorry,
no.
Yeah,
I have a
sponsors.
straw man
Mhm.
thrown together just so you can kind of, and I sent it to Mary.
Mhm.
So as soon as you kind of flush out what it is that you're asking these vendors to pay for. I can-
I'll draft that out, I'll Anybody else have questions, concerns?
Do we want to put anything out to the community just to get them in the idea of thinking about being a sponsor before we have the forms ready? So they can be like, you know what, I do want to do that. Give them time to think about it instead of it's the automatic, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to my question, my concern of going to them too fast. Months and months
Yeah.
out. I don't know, does anybody have a different opinion on that? I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, cheese days would be a good time to introduce.
Introduce that. That's kind of what I was thinking around cheese days or directly thereafter. Because cheese days is such a big thing in the community and then,
And what are we looking at sponsors, what, $50? Is that what, yeah, that's what it's been in the past.
yeah. Sandy, you have a
Well, I was just
comment?
thinking, I've been to Lions Club meetings now and Visions Legal, of course, and heard about the voting that the Lions did for the kids last weekend. And everybody seems to be going out there asking for donations. So I think how you time that will be critical. If you go out now, even giving them a heads up,
Oh.
like a save the date or whatever.
Yeah,
They were just hit up for the
Yeah,
vision.
yeah.
To the various businesses for Community Cleanup Day. I was gonna be asking them for sponsorships or donations. I'm not gonna do either because they're getting hit up every which way they turn.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's why I thought waiting a little bit maybe, like you say, it's kind of
Yeah.
critical, yeah.
I didn't figure on putting it out now. I just figured on getting something worked up.
Or whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
I think we just start putting it on the on Facebook and stuff, maybe.
We've already put it out on the community calendar.
Yes,
Date, so it's out there.
Yeah, it's out there, good.
You know, the cool hook, if you actually do have a commitment to a quilt, you need to start hinting that there's a quilt raffle,
Uh-huh.
an Esther Bordy quilt raffle.
Yeah, and I don't know that it's Esther Bordy's, it might be one of the Bordy family.
Oh, okay.
Her materials, just not her quilts. I mean,
Okay.
We
Technically
can
it
always
is,
say
but-
Bordy family, because the other ones are pretty well known for
Yeah.
theirs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I was wondering if you and your husband wanted to donate some trees for a raffle. You have a bunch of trees
I do have a
started.
bunch of trees.
You think about that, yeah.
Yeah, it's no problem
Okay.
with me donating some, but they were grown.
Any other comments, questions, concerns about this, that we're missing something? Not gonna be ready? Okay, keep going forward.
Underway.
Good deal. Okay, I'm gonna go on to other business. Let's talk about the park tent sites. Joe and Tim, yeah, come on.
Whatever.
Yeah, you can just talk to us.
I prefer to do that.
Small
yes.
room.
Yeah.
Just state your name.
Joanna Jones, live outside the city, but been working on the park. When we were trying to get the wiggle stop going, one of the requirements to get signage on the freeway was we needed to have 6 sites added. We did not have enough sites, so.
We got pulled.
Roast in there. But, so I spoke with the Lions, and tomorrow they're having their cleanup of the park that they do annually. And so, I needed some muscle. So they're going to come and bring shovels and things, and we're gonna dig the fire pits. The rims are all cleaned up, and then they've been spray painted with stove paint, so they're not attractive. But I also asked if we could use the gravel that's there in the, but I haven't heard anything back yet, so.
Okay.
Where's,
There's a pile dumped in the park, and we can just use the gravel, it makes more sense,
sure, yeah.
Mhm.
you know, dragging it from somewhere else, so I'll bring some buckets and we'll just, yeah, so, yeah. But the thing is, we don't have the grill tops for those rims, and we don't have enough, picnic tables. So we're looking at moving a couple from the park that are kind of stranded ones to those sites, and then there's 3 over at the water tower. One of them is good, one of them needs a new. That was came in damaged a little bit, so they sent us a new top, so we can just replace that top. And the third one, all of the boards are quite spongy, so that will need money for replacements. So my question is, I guess, and it's gonna have to probably go to the city, I don't wanna take it out of my ADA funds that I have left, because that was for the ADA, not park places. They were supposed to come from either the city or from that 20,000 that was still left at I think it was 24,000 or 23. Return, you know, that went back,
That we had to return.
yeah.
So tent sites are reserved and rented at the park, very few. So
Okay.
and no one's gonna fight over over tables. So,
What are you talking about with the ADA money?
she doesn't wanna use them for tables and other stuff, she
But
wants to use.
what ADA money? So there was
The wiggle stop money.
Joe,
Yeah, we still have money, do we?
I have questions about the idea of putting a little campfire spot for somebody that's renting that place. And if they wanna play around and make s'mores and stuff, but if they're out tent camping, they probably have their own way of cooking food.
Yeah, well, you were the one that told me to get the grills.
Oh.
Yes, you
That's
did.
a lie.
We can put in the listing too that they need to bring their own. A lot of places do provide the fire pit, but they don't provide the grill on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
Yeah,
right.
somebody will walk off with a grill.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not so much that, is that part of the year, we're gonna have to shut down the fires. And so you're gonna have
Anyway.
to bring your own cooking system
Mhm.
anyway.
Right, yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't put grids on it.
Yeah, well, good, that's perfect for me.
right.
So then I'm just gonna need some boards. For those tables that
For the
need some
tables.
replacements.
Mhm.
Can't-
Just to put on the
you can't
top
use
of it.
boards, they'll burn. Oh, we're talking about it.
The tables, yeah.
Tables, back to tables.
So can we take that out of the park board funding?
I can run a report here while you guys are talking and see what's left.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
God, it's great to have you here.
I know,
I'm
I
probably-
know.
Oops, Rachel.
I know, I already thought that same thing.
Okay. Anything else with that? So if she'll check on that for you. And if nothing else, maybe we could add, if we don't have the funds for a while, and Tim's told us how he was really good at moving some of those tables across the grass. Yeah,
That way they cannot be moved.
Yeah.
true,
yeah.
true. So we still might have to
The
get,
trailer, we'll need something to put them on to.
so we might need Public Works to help us with that, to facilitate that, huh? Okay, okay. Okay,
We have forks on the equipment,
Yeah, they can put, Tim said he puts forks.
they do have forks, so
Mhm.
fork-
yeah, okay,
It was,
okay.
I wonder, there's so much community service, if the construction section of the high school, if they could donate their time and resources to make picnic tables once school starts again, as community service.
Mhm.
I can always ask.
You can always ask, that's right, that's right. Okay. Anything else we need to address regarding the tent sites?
they're all numbered.
They're all, good job, they're all numbered already
So,
too.
my only request,
Mhm.
because I
Yes,
actually brought this to the table, is someone needs to communicate to me
Mhm.
when they are reservable. Because we have 3 RV sites shut down from reservations and I never knew, no one ever told me to open them back up. And so now with 10 sites, once they're done, if someone can tell me,
Yes, originally.
yeah,
The RV sites,
that's been taken care of.
okay,
So
that have,
okay.
it has taken,
so they're not shut down.
no, as of now that I know,
Oh.
Yeah, now that, yeah,
I can,
yeah.
They're all-
so make sure we just, communicate with us as we get things done.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please, okay, thank you, Cindy, for bringing that up, yeah.
Tim, I have a question about the park there, and is there any effect that you can see or predict with the new housing going right across the street from the main entry? Is that gonna be an issue, or?
I have no idea. If they're gonna be senior, or if they're gonna be section 8, or if they're gonna be standard apartments, that will all depend. That will all depend.
It's two duplexes
Mhm.
and 4 single-family residents.
Right, yeah.
And are they,
They're singles, could be,
Okay.
Could
I
be
just didn't
rentals.
know.
Could be rentals.
could be rentals, I don't know what
Doesn't sound like they're gonna be subsidized though.
no,
I don't think so.
okay, nope.
I don't think
I
so.
don't really foresee any big issues, or any big problems that I know of right now, but then again, we won't know until we do
Yeah,
a
there
proper
is-
assessment.
There is talk of putting no parking signs on the Sixth Street side of that block, just because it's so narrow.
Yeah,
So, aside from that, I don't know of any other plans.
And I can't foresee any kind of problems
Looks
that we're
very
not
tight.
dealing with right now.
It looks very tight.
yeah, yeah.
There's a lot
So
of,
hopefully they have
in
parking.
this day and age, people do not want maintenance of a yard.
Yeah,
So it's actually quite attractive.
That's
So
right.
I thought these were all rental, even the single-family homes.
I mean, unless Mr. Reddick is planning on doing that, but the last I heard was that he was, and two of them are actually listed on Zillow right now.
Oh, it's all for sale.
Okay,
Wow, okay.
all right.
Just shy of 400. I know.
I'm moving south. Can't afford to live in this state
Right.
anymore.
No.
So Sandy, you want to give us, we're going to move on unless there's anything else? No? Sandy?
Steamboat Alley was brought up before.
That's okay, I'm getting there.
The cleanup is, we
Yeah.
have narrowed down our list of projects
Mhm.
due to a variety of circumstances that are just fine.
Mhm.
I was going to start reaching out this week to schools, businesses, and churches in that order
Mhm.
to let them know about the event, to put out flyers for the event, and
Good.
all of those usual things to let them know we're coming. Had some family health emergencies, and so I will get to that on Monday.
That's
So
fine.
you'll start seeing more. Demonstrations will come in, it's on the QR code that was on that card that I gave you.
Mhm.
In addition, I have purchased a banner that will go up at the fork in the road there where Banners and is. And so that will can see it there, can see it in all of the stores, because I'm gonna plaster it everywhere, or have the businesses plastered
Good.
everywhere. And then we'll see what happens. I am anticipating that I would love to have 50 people come. I think. So I will be happy with 20.
Okay,
I already have put together swag bags. It's not the Olympics, but in it, the city's special events. City's special events form ask questions about first aid, which is quite reasonable. And so I figure, okay, well, I'm gonna have a first aid kit at the registration table, but people are gonna be spread out, then getting there soon enough may or may not be reasonable. So I'm putting together swag bags that have personal first aid kits in them, a bottle of water in them, hand sanitizer in them, in the city, in them.
Good. sounds like a great
And
event.
hopefully I can do some massaging with the Toledo logo to do key rings for everybody, so we're not competing with mugs and t-shirts and
Yeah,
numbers and
all those things, yeah, thank you, sounds good.
Oh, and tell them about your son,
About what?
what your son's getting.
Oh, my son has a whole warehouse of outdoor pizza ovens in our barn right now. And he's going to give them over to an auction house sometime soon, so I asked him to keep one out. So we will be raffling off a 16-inch pellet or propane-driven pizza oven. It can be either, at the lunch activity for the day.
Awesome.
We have people coming in the morning to work, and they're invited to stay for lunch, which is being provided by Market Fresh. They're also great. And hopefully who will be coming in the afternoon, and all of them will get a raffle ticket with their registration when they come. Tickets, you know, if they finish a job and come back and get another one, they get another raffle ticket or something like that.
Okay,
Anyway,
good, sounds good, sounds good.
So
Okay.
do you,
Yes, I believe we do. We need to have a barbecue. Market Fresh is gonna provide all of the food for us, I just need to email them a list. But we need a barbecue and we need people to do the cooking.
Okay, good.
I was gonna volunteer my son for that, but, we're gonna need power washers, and I think they will be in short supply. And my son has a battery-operated one, an electric one, and a gas one, and so I think I'm gonna keep him busy with power washing and stuff.
Where he's getting the water
I'm working on that.
from. Well, you know, the city can't give away water, correct?
Well, it's for the city, it's not for
I don't
everything
know.
else.
Can
Not,
can the city give away
I'm not the
water
Gestapo.
to be
You
used
guys
in-
are.
to power wash the sidewalk?
Yeah, if there's hookups there, you guys can use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's one of the things that I'm working on now. For each task that we have, now that we have a project list, I am going and I'm taking pictures of that area so people are going to the right area. I don't want them digging up somebody's garden or
Yeah.
Lord knows what all else.
Yeah,
And so there'll be a little picture attached to the task card, as well as a map showing them where it is. But,
That makes it more
as I
fun.
do that, I will find out where the water connections are for those areas that would require power lines.
might share that with the city hall too, in case people have any questions about where your list and your map. Just so city hall is aware of where all the work is gonna be.
Put it on the city website too.
Huh? Yeah,
We could put everything on the city website
Yeah.
if you want.
That
yeah,
would be good.
yeah.
Think about how I want that to look.
And as you pursue someone for serving food, they need to have a food handler's card
Mm-hmm,
through the county.
Food handlers call.
mm-hmm.
Nothing is simple.
No,
That takes you 10 minutes on the computer.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
It doesn't take much.
It's pretty hard to.
It's
figure
easy.
out.
And generally speaking, people aren't too bothered by it, but there have been an incident or two in the past.
In the past, yes, where there was
Better
concern
safe than
about it.
sorry.
Mm-hmm,
Now, when my son was doing the pizza ovens, like at Tuesdays, he did it in several different venues, and he was giving away free pizza. There was a health department person who came around to check the booth and, you know, for safety and all of that other stuff. But he didn't have a food handler's license, so
County
since this is,
should have asked about that.
mm-hmm.
no, well,
You should have.
they didn't.
So in general, if you're not challenged, it's not a problem. So,
Yeah, but if you are challenged, then they shut you down, and now we have a big problem.
Yeah,
so,
so,
and just
yeah,
Okay, so I
I
need
would be
to
remiss by
put the
not
word
saying
out
anything.
there, I need somebody who's got a food handler's card or is willing to get one.
mm-hmm,
And Mike is absolutely right, it's like a 10-minute process online.
yeah.
Do you know anybody
You
from
want-
the Lions Club that has one? Because they've cooked before.
Yeah.
I'm going to their cleanup tomorrow, and I will be there for their dinner afterwards to.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good.
Okay, any other questions? Good. Comments, concerns? Very good, thank you, Sandy.
Yeah.
Okay,
All the time we put into that.
yeah, that's really nice.
So it's the first time around, it's a lot of work, but then
Yeah.
if you repeat it, you.
Gets a
Well,
little
and I'm
easier.
putting it together in a fashion that can be replicated.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Steamboat Alley.
Joe? We were looking at,
Oh,
cleaning up the,
Are they done refinishing the,
no, they haven't yet.
okay,
But we're talking about doing stuff on the front grid to
Yeah.
the alley.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I just need 4 signs, so you have one that I don't have, and you have it actually on the wall
The one that was on the brick wall.
in your place?
Yes, I have it. It's in my garage being.
No, that's the interpreter's sign. You have in your, not gallery.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd love to have that on both sides.
Okay.
I just gotta go back out because I forgot to write down the measurements when I was out there and I measured it.
Okay.
Part of the projects for Community Day at Joe's request have been to clean the ironwork, to restain the boat wheel,
Yeah,
and to the pavers, which is one of those power wash.
the one that's the black
Mm-hmm,
mold.
Yes.
Yeah.
okay,
But we don't, if it's got moss between it, that's perfect.
mm-hmm,
But that looks like grass may have been growing up, so I don't know if we're gonna need a mower or not. I'll have to take a look and see,
Okay.
or a weed whacker.
But you want to explain further the inspirational signs that you want to put up after those things are done?
Well, they're not
Yeah.
inspirational, they're
Well,
informational.
we've talked about those before,
Yeah,
we talked
okay.
about those before, yeah, the panels that go on there,
Joe,
yeah.
do you know approximately how big those are?
I wanna say they're, 8 inches wide by,
They're not real large.
no, they're not real large.
Mm-mm.
They're just holes built
Holes
into
in
the.
Right, I understand, so I'm wondering, we still have a laminator, right? So, I mean, we could also laminate some signs.
It's not going to last very long, speaking of the
Yeah.
former educator.
Yeah, we'll do it on
What is-
dye bond. We'll do it on dye bond, and I'll see if maybe.
Yeah, Vision Clear's got some money we can,
Yeah,
that's what.
it might even be some left over from that, yeah. But I think it'll be cool looking to have, like, the old advertisements, Stern Wheeler leaves it, this dock, this time, and,
What's the, if I
It's
gave
pretty
you the
quick.
thing tomorrow, you could have it done by,
clean up that motion, yeah.
yeah, okay. Not
Probably have to go
promising
down and
tomorrow.
pick it up, and it's in the middle of nowhere. It's really in a weird spot,
Capital City Press, is
Yeah.
that where you go? Yeah.
yeah. But that, sometimes they'll deliver it out this way if they've got it. Do you know how many signs you have? Because there's 4 holes.
I haven't really paid any attention to it, I'll take a look.
Okay.
Got something going on.
I got 2 things tomorrow,
Yeah, I have a couple.
3 things tomorrow.
Okay, so you guys are taking care of Steamboat Alley for now,
Yeah.
until,
Even if we
And-
just get one or 2 done,
sure,
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah.
and those wouldn't be put up until the paint was dry, when we redo
Yeah,
the boat wheel,
yeah.
and all of the ironwork has been cleaned, so.
Where you walk through for some reason,
Road.
okay,
Yeah,
It's off the
yeah.
Highway.
Oh, yeah, with all the trucks going by.
Yeah,
Good.
oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
used
So
to-
we can wait to the end of the day to put those in.
Right, yeah. Paint doesn't take long to
Yeah.
dry.
And it won't be
Unless you're
hard, they're
sitting
not
on it.
heavy or anything like that. It's just awkward to hold it and screw it, screw it in, so.
And I'm asking Melody, but I'm going to ask her to have them come out and do a follow-up story as well with the various projects that we've done. Pictures and what have you.
excellent, good. Any other comments, concerns, questions?
We'll just need to get Public Works to either give us a key so that we can go in there and clean the bottom of the tower and all the bottom of the building.
Water tower?
Yeah,
Take-
fencing.
They want to spread the bottom of it, there's a lot of mud splash
Yeah.
on the bottom of the water tower.
Power wash.
Oh, I don't think so on that painted
Not on the
stuff.
page, you'll
Yeah, that'll take off, yeah.
Well, that takes one of our power wash projects off, and we can just have, can we use scrub brushes and
I don't know, ask
some,
Mike,
Well, I will,
spearhead
it'll
that
be,
paint.
I'm gonna try to get some of those things, the old floor lines and these, because it's, most of it's,
You can also do a push broom,
Mm-hmm,
scrub with a push broom.
mm-hmm,
okay?
Yeah,
Well,
we'll figure
Joe's
it
in
Okay.
charge of that project.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
Okay.
work with her to get what she needs.
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
okay, very good. Anything else to anybody? We good? I think we're done then. Do I hear a motion? Yo, did somebody else?
You mentioned the jail, did all of that get squared away?
Is that okay for the co-op artists to attack the jail and?
You need to, you need
You guys
to,
aren't painting any kind of crazy colors or, yeah.
and are you working in the garden? Are you working with the garden?
Probably not. Well,
You need to work, whatever you do, you need to work with common grounds.
Right, yes, exactly.
That's fine.
Yeah, just reach out to common ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the flower boxes need soil added to them.
We can- But who's the guy who volunteers to give soil? I heard him talking about it at the big meeting.
That's Kellogg.
Darren.
That's Kellogg.
Darren? Well, Kellogg is, I looked for Kellogg on garden products, it's
Yes.
not a place. Where do I contact?
Kellogg.
Across the river here.
It's right over here. Yeah, yeah.
This road, yeah.
Darren, I have Daryl. Okay, I'll look for his name tag.
Well, he's in the building, so.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay,
But you
I
might be
have
able
his-
to contact him by phone even.
I have
Like
his,
if you looked it up online and you saw that there was just a Kellogg, he's probably listed there.
yeah.
I'm gonna be doing a lot of driving around, I'll swing by.
Motion
Move to
adjourn?
adjourn.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned.